Everyone knows what the 2-week Minecraft phase is. You make a new world, then you mine a tree, then you make a pickaxe, then you mine some coal, then you mine some iron, then you mine some more iron, some diamonds, make a house, then you go to the nether to kill blazes, to get eyes of ender, to then go to the stronghold, fill in the eyes in the portal, to go to the end, after doing a 360 into the portal, just to beat the dragon, usually with a bow or a sword. Then once you beat the dragon, you collect all the XP, grab the dragon egg, because obviously it's the best item in the game, even though it has absolutely no value. Leave the world, quit the world, never play the world again, then create a new world, and then the entire cycle repeats for 2 weeks. So how do you break this endless cycle of restarting? Well, this is how. My world is a perfect example of what you don't stop playing. I currently have about 11,000 Minecraft days, and I've been able to build countless things that I'll go over in the video. So, let's say you just beat the game and you need something to do. Well, first up, you want to build some farms. Let's say you need more iron. You should build your own iron farm, but you don't want to use a tutorial. You can try designing it yourself using basic mechanics. Like, I took a pretty simple iron farm and just stacked a bunch of them on top of each other to try and make them faster. And really, the biggest thing that I have to say for making something is, if you're making something in a world that you want to last a long time, don't do something halfway, go all out. Like, this was the first storage system that I built in my world, and it was not just some random house pile of chests. It was a fully designed and built thing that took me like a month to do. Or for a villager thing, which I made much later, I really had a simple one at first, but once I started wanting all the enchants I wanted, I decided to make this, which has a bunch of villagers, and as you can see, I have like, I don't know if I have every enchant, but I have at least most of them. So yeah, that is mainly the secret, is if you're gonna do something, do it a lot. For example, I wanted to make a slime farm. So instead of building a normal one, I spent a couple extra months of my life building a ludicrously large slime to go on top of said farm, which makes it just so much more fun to do, and again, I'm playing in the world for longer. Also, if you like any of the stuff I'm doing and want to see it more in depth, I've made YouTube videos on a good chunk of this stuff, where you can watch me build it instead of just showing it off in a 3-second clip. Also, subscribing really helps me out. This stuff takes forever. But let's say you're like me and really clumsy. This world isn't hardcore for a reason, and pop totems all the time. Instead of building a low level and easy and simple raid farm, you go out and build the fastest raid farm that existed in 1.20.4, which is now broken because of 1.20.1, which sucks, but it still gave me more emeralds and stuff than I could ever know what to do with. Now let's say that you wanted to build a tree farm. Instead of just building one for one type of tree, you could build several farms for every single type of tree. This is another way to just extend how long you stay in the world. While I'm heading to the nether, make sure to subscribe, because this video and this world has taken so much time in my life. I would really appreciate it if you guys subscribe, because that helps me make a little bit more money, which helps me not be absolutely broke. But that's a good segue into one of the biggest projects I've ever done. So instead of making a little house to store all my items after the other one was too small, I made this, probably the biggest build I've ever made in Minecraft. That was a weird visual glitch, I don't know what that was about. But yes, this is a auto sorter for all items in Minecraft, as of 1.20. This was built a while ago, and it was griefed because I used to play on a server with my friends, and I forgot to turn it off whitelist, and somebody found it, and then they did this. So that sucked, so I'm building a new one in my modern city, which is another project that's even bigger than my cyberpunk city, and in my opinion looks even better. In my opinion, it's not a very high bar, but yeah, this is such a big project. Speaking of the cyberpunk city, here it is. This is definitely the biggest build I've ever done, and yeah, this is a good way to spend a lot of time in the world, starting ridiculously and ludicrously large projects like this. This took me forever. I think through designing it, gathering resources, and building it, it took me a little bit over a total of a year to complete. And that's a real life year. That's not a year in Minecraft days, that is a real life year. So yeah, and that's with someone who has a lot of free time, because I wasn't taking very many hard classes in high school. So yeah, that'll probably take me at least like a year and a half now. But yeah, let's go see how I got all that deep slate. It's through a tunnel bore. As you can see, I spent many many hours digging away with my tunnel board. These machines are like a couple thousand blocks from where they started, and they only move once per click, and it still produces a lot of deep slate. So let's move on to my next tip. And now you may have finished your own mega build, but then you will quit the world. The solution to this, build another mega build, and it does appear, my friend, that I worked on this. It's also better to work on this with friends. Like, my world's in single player, but when designing a build, I'll work with some of my friends on it, just like chat while building. It appears that he has decided to troll me by placing the right blocks on top of everything. I got the Burj Khalifa though, and that's another thing. For inspiration on this, you may be thinking, how do I build so many unique buildings? I make the shorts. You guys comment, like, some people commented the Burj Khalifa. I built the Burj Khalifa. This is really helpful for inspiration, as building real life things can help you, like, know what to build instead of having to come up with something from scratch. I mean, some of these buildings are, I think, like that white one on the side, and there's a really wide one, I think that's built from scratch, but a lot of these are real life buildings. Like, that's the Empire State Building. So, yeah. Using the real world as inspiration is such a helpful strategy that I would really struggle to build. The Cyberpunk City, that's why it looks so bland, is because none of the buildings are real. I also built some houses. This is some of the builds I'm actually particularly proud of, especially this house. It does use mushroom blocks, which means it's going to be a pain to build in survival. Yes, I'm going to build this in survival. I am currently, as this video is being made, in the process of collecting resources. I'm actually kind of towards the beginning, because I've been busy with school. So yeah, I also have a tree district over here, and that's a lot. So I'm going to be collecting a lot of resources, so if you subscribe, you'll see me finish this eventually. It probably won't be very soon. And another thing is just building ludicrously over the top farms, like this iron golem farm, which took me like a month to build. Yeah, it sucked, and it took forever. But look how many iron golems I have. I have literally unlimited amounts of iron. I have so much I don't know what to do with it. And I have so much that, if you can see, there's this really cool thing called TPS, and I know what it works. It's ticks per second, or like the, I don't know, it's essentially like the lag delay in your own world. You can see that I am averaging 76 milliseconds, so that means I essentially have a 76 millisecond ping in my own world. That's because of this farm. In my industrial district, it's always over like 50 millisecond ping, and sometimes I've got a lot of farms on. My single player pings 100 milliseconds, which is absolutely crazy. And that's about it for this video. As you can see, there's a lot of builds that I have, and hopefully I've inspired you to start your own Minecraft world alone, like if you don't have friends, or with friends if you have them. I do not, which is why my world is single player. Also, I made this really cool rainbow beacon thing, because I built a Wither Skeleton farm, so I took a ton of beacons. But yeah, that's it. That's all I got. Adios.